Your nervous system is currently engaged in the active rejection of your future. It perceives your attempts to grow as a biological threat, sabotaging your progress to maintain the safety of a familiar, restrictive environment. This is an obsolete childhood survival mechanism running on a permanent loop. Without a conscious rewiring of these circuits, you will wake up 10 years from now with a life that is functionally identical to the one you have today. Your struggle to change is a direct result of a hostile takeover by your own biology. Most people spend their lives trapped in the illusion of doing. They consume endless content and scramble through tasks, hoping that if they just move fast enough, they will eventually arrive at a better reality. But there is a chemical trap here. Operating from a state of wanting change only signals a deep state of lack to your brain. This reinforces the misery you're trying to escape by pinning your satisfaction to a future that hasn't happened yet. This creates a specific type of imposter syndrome, where the successful future version of you feels like a lie, while your current struggle feels like the only real thing you own. In reality, the version of you stuck in the dead-end job is the one faking it. That person is a mechanical shell, a performance you've refined since childhood to stay safe. If you feel like a fraud while trying to build a new life, it is because you have spent so long being a fraud in your old one. Building momentum. Permanent change requires a shift in who you are, not just what you do. However, 3 specific internal blocks prevent you from inhabiting a new identity. The first block is contradictory beliefs, acting toward a goal while doubting your capacity to reach it. The second is the need for external validation, looking to others to confirm your progress. The deepest block is repressed emotional energy, physically anchoring the body to the past. Until this foundation is cleared, any physical action you take will eventually be pulled back by the weight of these hidden emotions. This repressed energy is the residue of childhood survival. You learned early on that to get your needs met, you had to be a people pleaser, a perfectionist, or someone who was completely invisible. Evolving past these patterns requires an identity death. You have to be willing to leave behind the version of you that relied on those specific fears to survive. Your nervous system responds to this growth with visceral resistance. It interprets the loss of these old, safe habits as a threat to your survival, causing the brain to fight the transition every step of the way. In the early stages, your brain treats personal growth as an act of self-abandonment. Consider the reality of working a shoe rack job for $10 an hour. You're told by managers that you aren't ready for a promotion, despite your results. This isn't a critique of your skill. It's an attempt to keep you in a role that serves their convenience. The only way out is an internal refusal to play the submissive role anymore. You have to decide that the version of you who accepts those limitations no longer exists. In this specific case, that meant bypassing the direct managers entirely to speak with the store director. It was a move that ignored the established hierarchy and accepted the possibility of immediate termination. Within months, this shift in self-perception translated into becoming one of the top-performing salespeople in the store. The results followed the internal change. When you stop negotiating with your own identity, the people around you eventually lose the ability to negotiate with you too.
The fear and tension you feel during this process are not signs to stop. They are the friction created as you move into a new way of being. You have to choose your role in every moment, moving from a passenger who reacts to life to the one who determines what each event means. Events have no built-in meaning. When you decide to view tension as a tool for development, you transform raw data into momentum. Your future path is determined by the specific meaning you assign to your current difficulties. To move forward, start by observing your contradictory thoughts without letting them drive you. Allow the uncomfortable emotions of that younger, survival-focused self to exist without giving them control over your hands. Take action as the person you chose to be, showing up consistently until the new identity feels more natural than the old one. You have spent years playing a smaller version of yourself to keep the world around you predictable and comfortable. Deciding that everything will work out and then acting on that decision is how you finally stop being a prisoner of your own past.